Okay, Turning Point 2024. What does this mean? Now, many people would say, dude, what are you talking about? What does this mean? It doesn't really mean anything. This is just a TNA show. This is a TNA Plus show. It still has to have some meaning. And particularly that we need to understand what's going on. I'm telling you, I'm going to be making a state of TNA of 2024. It's coming. If you have not checked my channel, I have done a state of AEW wrestling in 2024 part 1. I can't do a full one. I have to wait until World's End. It's just explaining this very long, oh my goodness, 43-minute talk. Hopefully you didn't get bored of it. But I will be making one of TNA for this year, for all that it's gone through. And even though this is a TNA Plus show, we still, and I repeat again, we still need to understand what we're dealing with. We can't just have matches that's like AEW and not have some type of payoff. And we got a lot going on in this show. Some of it not good. Some of it make no sense. And then you're going, okay, this is good, but where does it go? And that's a good thing. But then it almost isn't. I'll explain. Kickoff show. What exactly did we get here? Did we get a setup for the next challenger for who wins the Knockouts Championship? Because I didn't hear them say it. So we got Xia Brookside, we got Evans, and we got Rosemary. And here's the thing. I said this before and I'll say it again. I know the real woman Rosemary has been happy that she got a chance to work with TKO WWE and work in NXT. I'm talking as a fan. I'm talking as someone who loves Rosemary, who believes that she deserves and has worked hard enough that she earned respect. But what have we gotten from Rosemary? Not a lot. She's jobbed on NXT multiple times, and the only time she won was in a tag match. On TNA, she's jobbed more than a few times. Yes, she has won at least twice, and it was to Wendy Chu, who is the most lowest hanging fruit of NXT. And understand, I like Wendy Chu. Her character is not that bad, but let's make it very clear. We don't got anything for her. Nothing. So seeing that they're doing this with Savannah Evans, Xia Brookside, and Rosemary, who do you actually think was going to get somewhere? Or better yet, I shouldn't be saying who do you think, who should get somewhere, because didn't we just get Savannah Evans coming back after being gone for about, 7 to 8 months? And now they're trying to build her up, but she still loses the match. What now for her? It would have been better if she won the match instead of Rosemary, but Rosemary's had NXT exposure, so there's no way they're not going to let her do it. I'm just saying. But then, if she has exposure, why in the blue fuck was she on the kickoff show? And then she said afterward, of course I gotta put that in, that she's watching the match between Marsha and Jordan. She's going after whoever's after that. Generally that's what she was saying. Understandable? Now, first match. Kaz versus Santana. Now, mind you, they've been doing some work with Santana, which is a good thing. And I've liked how they've been doing work with Santana. Santana's not been doing bad work. Since he is a singles competitor now, and he's not in a tag match, or a tag team, or doing tag team matches much, it's actually a good thing to see. They are building someone new that you normally would not see. This is one of the major problems that TNA has. And when it was Impact before, they used the same people so many times. It became boring. Not because they didn't try to make it mean something. Trust me, all these people that are in the roster of TNA, they work their asses off. But it's the writing that's the issue. And finally we get someone that we normally don't see by themselves. That's Santana, which is good. And seeing that him and Kaz had a match and Kaz put him over was fine. That was good to see. I'm glad to see it. It shows that Kaz doesn't have a problem putting over someone else. And they hopefully we'll be doing something with this in January because, let's be honest, we're in the beginning of December. We got maybe one, maybe two shows left, if we're lucky. The rest will not be shows, but what we got for Thanksgiving. Best of, that's it. And that shows, and I will say something about that, in my state of TNA. I'm not talking about it here, but it's all right. Next. I thought they got rid of this forever. I know people like it, but dude, really? The Turkey Bowl match. I know, I've seen it. I know it's not a 100% bad match. It's a funny thing that they stole a little bit of an idea from WWE. That's the reason why we got that. You know why. I'm not going to say anything about it. I'm not. Yeah, I did the turkey. I did the turkey. You know that why I did it. I'm not going to say it. But they stole the idea from WWE. It is obvious. But you would hope that they would move away from it at this point. And they chose not to. And who do we get here? Brian Myers, Joe Henry, Eric Young, Skylar. You got Rhino and Hammerstone. Now, I'm kind of worried about Hammerstone because during that match, he did get hurt. It looks like he did get hurt. Or better yet, if he wasn't hurt, he said, I'll go out there and do the work. But I am not going to be constantly keep working. I will hit the floor and I won't give a damn. But, and I say but, he was out there and the person who lost was Brian Myers. He was the one who wore the turkey suit. And if he didn't wear the turkey suit, he would be fired. That was the deal. And who did he get destroyed by? Joe Henry, Eric Young, and Rhino. They're the ones who made sure he got that damn suit on. I'm not saying it isn't funny. The crowd liked it. They're at the Wrestle Cage. And I got Wrestle Cage. And I got to talk about that. I am going to talk about Wrestle Cage at the end of this and what I felt about the overall show's quality. Because you know I'm going to bring it up. I just want to get this done first. But I know people liked it. And me, I can take it or leave it. I'd rather see them do something more than what they normally would do. I know it's a mainstay of TNA. Before it went to Impact and after it went to Impact and went back to TNA. I know. But it would be important not to. And they didn't do that. This is what we got. Next, X Division match. We got Moose versus Laredo Kid. The first defense for Moose as X Division champion. It was not a bad match. I didn't expect it to be a bad match. Laredo Kid can get the work done. I wish they would do more with Laredo Kid, particularly after he almost died and he came back. And I feel like they should do more with him. I just feel like that. But it's what we got. We got a good match from Moose. We got a good match from Laredo Kid. And in the end, it was a clean win. So that makes Moose look more legitimate, which I have no problem with. But I'm not going to tell you that I'm happy to see Laredo Kid, who won the Digital Media Championship only, try to get the X Division, which he's never been able to claim, or ever get a tag match. He ever won any tag gold there. Nothing. I just believe they can do more with him. He's been a mainstay with the company for years. You would think they would start trying to build another Mexican wrestler. Moving on. What did we get with the 6-man tag? Now, Trey Miguel was not able to come because of travel problems. He was not able to come. So we got the original bro, Matt Riddle, finally showing up on TNA. Finally. Because we have heard for months upon months that TNA was working some type of deal with him. So we finally got him showing up. Now, I'm not saying that he's actually has the deal set. I've already checked the websites. There's still no information about Matt Riddle working with TNA at all. Nothing. Nothing at all. So I can't tell you that he's signed or not. If he is, none of the dirt sheets or none of the websites are talking about it whatsoever. Nothing. But he did show up, and it was a good match. And I must say again, I'm glad to see that TNA is still sponsoring, talking about a Chris Bay, trying to get people to pay for stuff, trying to, I believe they're still selling his merch, and it's still going to him. They also said their family is still doing the GoFundMe, and they are doing auctions. So I do believe they are letting that his merchandise, if it's being sold, the money is going to him. If they are still doing that, and you heard Tom giving his love to him, saying, I hope you get better soon. We miss you. We love you. So, like I said, no problem with this. I don't know about anyone else who may say, oh, come on, WWE and AEW never do it. Well, WWE and AEW are not small companies like this. Well, of course, it's not really a small company. It's part of Anthem. It's a satellite company just like TKO WWE is. But at least I will say the people that are currently running that company have made the conscious choice to make sure they keep spotlighting Chris Bay and any merchandise and anything that's going on. They still are doing it. I don't know how much longer, but they are doing it, and I commend them. So, was this a good match? Kushida, Zachary Wentz. I can't believe that I have to say Matt Riddle. But Matt Riddle with the Hardys and Ace Austin. It was a good match, but I didn't know which direction it was going to go to. And to be honest, I didn't really think about which side's supposed to win. Look, seeing Matt Riddle there is a good thing, and he worked fine. Seeing that Ace Austin's there, and he's fine. Either side could have won, and it wouldn't have hurt it because, in the end, they're both basically 6 good guys. They're 6 faces. That's what we got there. That's what it was. There was no way there was going to be any hate or hatred. Look, at one point, you saw Matt Riddle and Jeff Hardy doing a fist bump because they used to be working together in WWE as a tag team. And then, to the face. That's what we got. In the end, it was would you be happy to see the Hardys and Ace Austin win? There's going to be people who say, no, I'd rather see Matt Riddle win because maybe that'll give a reason for him to stay. I can't tell you that's the right thing, and I can't tell you it's wrong either. I can understand it. But it's what we got. Everyone hugged, they raised each other's hands, and that was it. This is what we got. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't bad. I'll give it like that. Now, Steve Maclin versus Josh Alexander. I know I skipped it, but I did that on purpose. You know why? It's because of the development of Steve Maclin. This was a no DQ match, and they wanted to put Maclin over. At one point, we got spent cartridges. Well, casing, not cartridges. My mistake. I'm not a gun guy. I'm sorry. I've only just begun to learn more about guns due to a cat girl that is on Twitch. Yeah. A cat girl on Twitch who basically loves guns. There you go. But the casings for the bullets, at one point, instead of we getting Lego or thumbtacks or any other type of shards of glass, it was gun casings. It was basically gun shells, not gun casings. You get what I'm saying. We got that. It was not bad at all. It was a good match for Steve Maclin. It was an okay, good match. Well, it was a good match for a Josh Alexander as well. But this is meant to put over Steve Maclin. So the question's going to be, what are they going to do with Steve now? Now, the problem is we got maybe one or 2 episodes of TNA Impact left for the year. Let's make this very clear. We may have 1 episode left. If we're lucky, 2. There's no way by Christmas or New Year we're getting anything. Anything. Because by the time we're done. And we'll have to wait until after January before we get anything new from Steve Maclin, from Josh Alexander, or anyone else on the roster. Unless they go to AEW, which we know that a Speedball Mike Bailey is gone. And the question is going to be, what are they going to do with him? Now, here we go. Last 2 matches. Knockouts. 2 out of 3 fall match between Jordan Grace and a Marshall Sanders. I knew it was going to be a good match. I never said these 2 had bad matches because they don't. They have great chemistry together. They do great work together. And I'm happy to see it. But How many times are we going to see it? How many times are we going to keep seeing it? You would think they would build more women up to face either Marsha Slamovich or Jordan Grace. But the problem they have in TNA, formerly known as Impact, they don't hire enough people to be jobbers. And then on top of that, they can't or won't, it depends. Because sometimes they can't get people to stay because they don't want to stay. And other times, they won't pay for them other than letting them do tapings. So it's one or the other. And if anybody says, you don't understand, that's bull crap, I've seen this show for years. It's either they don't want to pay for the people or the other people already know 100% they're not going to really get anything because the way the Impact books anyway, they do only short-term booking. They never really build anybody up unless they really care about them. So essentially, why would you stay? Why? You stay for about 4, 5, or 6 months under contract and then you're gone. That's it. So we're seeing the same women do the same thing over and over again. Now, is it bad wrestling? No. Do they have 100% a bad storyline? No. Was it a good match? Yes. First fall was to Jordan. She managed to get a Marsha. Then the second one was Marsha. I was not surprised about that. They weren't going to do a clean sweep. I thought this. If Jordan had won flat out, they made Marsha into a transitional champion, which fucked her up. And I didn't think they'd do that on Turning Point. So I knew she was going to win. But it counted on how they would book the match to at least make it look good enough that, yes, you knew Jordan was not going to win. We know this. But we still have to see if they can make the match look good. Put enough emotion in, not just do the moves, but put emotion between the two. And they did. By the second fall, Marsha and Jordan were trying to tear each other apart because they can't stand that either one of them is better than the other because either way, they're both dead even. In the end, next to Rosemary watching up the ramp going like this, Marsha retained. I'm not surprised. There was no way she was going to job. If she had jobbed, that would have been the worst booking unless there was something that was going to happen at Final Resolution on, December 28th. Because that would be the last show they're going to... What is it? No, not December 28th. December 7th. I think it's December 7th. December 28th, I do believe, is... What is that? World's End. My mistake. But we got until the 7th. So, we got that. But let's be really frank here. What did we really get? We got a repeat match again from two very good wrestlers who has somewhat of a good story, but it's still the same women. And then, here's the kicker. No one knew to go up against Marsha Slamovich. It's someone that we've seen multiple times who currently now, remember, she's been to NXT, she's jobbed multiple times there and only won in tag. Yes, she's come back to TNA, she's jobbed multiple times, but she also at least won maybe twice. Maybe. And it's a question. And that's the one that's going after Marsha Slamovich now. I feel like, what was the point? Not that I don't love Rosemary. Not that I don't love Marsha or Jordan Grace. But you need fresh meat for Jordan Grace or Marsha Slamovich. Hell, even for Rosemary to get over. All we've seen is maybe not see them at all. Or they're in the same storyline over and over again. And you got no one new for any one of them. The only ones that got anything new would be Ash of Elegance and Heather of Elegance. Or Heather Reckless. That's it. And it makes you really get a bit upset. Finally, the last match where we got to say, okay, what are you doing? What are you doing with John Layfield? Because, yeah, we got a match between Eddie Edwards. We got a match between Nick Nimitz. Eventually, Alicia Edwards, who did come out, got herself in trouble. She got ejected, but then came back. And then the gobbledygooper of TNA, the guy who wears the suit, comes out. Of course, it's Brian Myers. He's got a ring on his finger. Why? He's about to try and deck a Nick Nimitz until John Layfield comes out, clothesline from hell him, and then really Nick wins. And now we hear a little bit of Matthew. Yeah, he's right. He's saying it right. What is the deal? What is the deal with John Layfield? And hearing that Nick doesn't know anything about it, they need to answer that question. What is the story between these two guys? What is going on? Now, I know in real life, John Layfield is now partial owner or complete owner of AAA. So him walking around to different promotions to drum up some interest in, I believe, AAA is actually a good thing. It is a good thing. But now what? It's still a big question. Now, that doesn't mean it's a bad question. I'm actually very interested in seeing what they're going to do with John Layfield. Particularly, he's gone through stem cell. He was already in bad shape before he did the stem cells. He's done stem cells. So now he's in good enough shape that he could go actually back in the ring again. He's healthy now. So that's a very good thing. But what now? And now we come to the end of this to say, was this a good show? It was okay. But what brought it down, and let's make this clear, it's old Impact Wrestling. Anyone who watched this show, if you saw stuff that you like, I can see that. But let's make this clear. They were at Wrestle Cage. The lighting should have been on so you could see the entire arena. Why are they afraid? If it was sold out, why did you make it dark? Second, the camera work was crap. Total, complete, unadulterated crap. Very few angles worked. And at one point, I'm seeing a guy putting his camera like this. What the hell? He was here and he's putting the camera like this, and it looked terrible. The camera work was bad. The lighting was bad. Audio, for at least for the fans, were not that bad. You could actually hear them in Wrestle Cage. Wrestle Cage. But still, this looked like an old Impact show where they could never get anything done because they didn't put anything in the production. They didn't get no new lighting. They didn't get no good camera. And worse, they didn't get good cameramen or women. I don't care. Either way, I'm an equal opportunity chewing people out. I don't care if you got a guy or a girl. If they're on the camera, they better do their freaking job correctly, or I'll tell them go fuck off. Because I wanted to tell those two guys, go fuck off. Why are you holding the camera so close to the ring? And understand, here's the ring. You know how much space they had from the ring to where the people were? This much. Here's the ring. Here's this much. They could have backed away from the ring and let us see more better in the ring. Understand, again, the majority of the money is not coming from the people in that damn arena. It's coming from us on this. We're supplying them money. We're supplying them what they need to maintain the doors being open more than the people in the damn arenas. Now, mind you, I'm not taking anything from them. They're giving them good money. We give them more. I want to see what's going on in the ring correctly. I'm expecting your cameramen to actually, or women, to do their damn job correctly and not go like this, like a damn amateur. Back away from the damn ring, put it on wide angle, and just film it or stream it live. Why can you not do that? Why are they so afraid to show the entire arena? Look, we know they're small. Who gives blue fuck? I want to see what's in the ring. If I'm giving hard-earned money, not just me, other people who are spending hundreds of dollars a year for TNA, for their service on Fight, or anywhere on, the YouTube app, Fight. They're paying for the merchandise. They're going to the arenas and also doing it at home. Do it correctly. And that we didn't get that. So, the work in the ring was generally fine. But the production freaking sucks. And if you say it's perfectly fine, tell me where. And I'll tell you, go check that area again to see how damn dark it was when we were supposed to see Macklin and Josh Alexander properly, and only halfway through the show did they realize, oh shit, people can barely see anything. We need to start shining a light in there. Motherfucker. Peace.